Dacey's Divas. Hi, I'm your host, Dacey. Today we have a true diva, superstar, songwriter, singer, a woman who has certainly made a difference, not only here in New England, but in Nashville. And we're going to hear about this wonderful, fabulous, talented diva who has made a difference, not only with her beautiful voice, but through different organizations and charities. And I am so honored to have Jacy Dawn on the show. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming out.
Absolutely, thank you so much for having me.
You are like I read your bio, Jacy. I had like chills. I was like, this girl is a superstar at such a young age.
Thank you.
And I like the name Jacy.
I know, me too.
Like Dacey.
We rhyme, I know.
Is that a stage name, or did your mom?
No, it's my real name. My mom got Jacy from the movie The Last Picture Show with Sybil Shepherd.
Oh, okay.
So she got that, and then my middle name is Dawn. And when I was little, my grandmother actually taught me how to sing. She was always singing to me, and she was having me stand up on tables and stuff when I was little. And
so that's where you started.
She used to call me Jacy Dawn. Like, she would get mad at me or whatever, and she'd be like, Jacy Dawn, Jacy Dawn. So she actually died of cancer when I was 8, but I always felt like I should, you know, keep the name Jacy Dawn, you know.
Oh, so that's where you got the, that's so cool.
So it's my first and middle name.
And what is your last name?
Walty.
Walty.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's excellent.
I'm Finnish.
So good.
Yeah, from Finland. So, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your background, a little bit about your family, and then we can start about all of your wonderful accomplishments.
Sure. Well, I started singing when I was really little. I started probably when I was like 3 or 4, and my mom and dad will tell you that I was like singing in my bedroom really, really loud at like 6 a.m. and they would get so aggravated. But my grandparents, we lived upstairs from my grandparents, and they would stand at the bottom of the stairs and listen to me sing, and everything from when I was really little.
Yeah.
And then when I was in kindergarten, I had my first like performance, I would say, at my kindergarten graduation. My teacher noticed that I was really
talented,
a big fan of singing and stuff. Yeah, so she had me do a song, and it's so funny because I still have the video, and it's so funny because the microphone is like bigger than my head.
That's cute.
And yeah, so that's where I started, and my parents just kind of, you know, tried to encourage me to do that. My dad is he went to Berkeley for drums and saxophone.
Okay.
So he was a musician his whole life.
So you have that in your blood.
I do, yeah. And it's funny because I've never heard him play. He stopped playing before I was born to have a family and get married and everything like that. So, but he used to sing to me when I was little and stuff. So I think that's where I got it.
Cool. So now, and you're a graduate of the Chelmsford School Systems.
Yep.
You grew up in Chelmsford.
Yes, I did.
And that's how you're involved. We're going to talk about different charities too. So you started at 6 years old singing in church also.
Yep, because I went to a private Catholic school, and that's where I started. I did my kindergarten graduation singing there, and then when I got a little bit older, I joined the choir at St. John's in Chelmsford. Then I went on and I joined another group of girls called Angel Among Us, and we did a lot of different things. Mostly we were church based. You know, we started just singing at Mass, and then we went on to weddings and funerals, and then people in the area started hiring us. We started getting hired for a lot of political events and stuff, so that's kind of where got me, that's where it takes off, and that's where I really started to be like, this is what I want to do. Yeah.
So such a remarkable young lady, diva, who has really made a difference, not only in this music profession, but also in different organizations and charities that we'll talk about. But it amazes me, like, how you really have been so consistent and how you really stayed in this profession. I mean, it's a tough profession.
It's really hard, yeah.
And what do you think has been a factor for that? Maybe a little advice for the young women out there.
Actually, the number one thing I think is that I just love it so much. When people say to me, you know, I don't know what to do, I personally just think you find what you love more than anything, and then find a way to do it.
And have a passion. Absolutely,
because you know it's really difficult. It is. It's a lot of hard work, and I'm busy all the time. I don't have time for my family and friends as much as I would like to.
Right.
You know, it's a really difficult career, but I love it so much, and I've had some really wonderful opportunities. So I just think that if you love it and you believe in yourself, then you can do it. You know. So
excellent, Jacy.
Yeah.
Let's go down the list now. Let's talk about you as a singer songwriter first. I can't believe I read this list, and like I said, I was like so moved. I had like chills. I said, wow, I'm like, what, 20 years older, and please, you have just been so phenomenal in your career.
Thank you.
Let's talk about you. Now, you have opened up for such wonderful singers, like Amy Grant, renowned judge. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
My first probably like big thing was when I was 16. I went to a Winona concert, and I had actually won an essay contest on her website. I had written a story about how my grandmother taught me to sing, and you know, my whole life, and how she had died of cancer, and how, you know, I kind of wanted to always carry that out for her. And so I had written this essay because she was having a contest on her website, and I won first place. So she sent me a bunch of autograph things. So I thought it was really cool because she was always my favorite singer. Winona has been my favorite singer forever. So my mom and I went to see her in Beverly at the North Shore Music Theater, and I brought the autograph because I was like, you know, I want to hold it up. And so I was holding it up, and she pointed to me and called me up on stage.
No.
Yeah, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
So she, you know, I burst into tears because she was just my idol from when I was little, and I had always wanted to meet her. So I'm like hysterically crying, and she's trying to talk to me, and she said, you know, do you wanna sing something? I know you're a singer. And I was like, all right. So I took the microphone, you know, and I was like wiping my tears away, and I sang Blue Moon of Kentucky with our band, with her like right next to me. It was the weirdest experience of my life, still to this day.
Wow.
So yeah, so she gave me some really good advice, and after I sang, she pulled the microphone down and she like whispered in my ear, and she said, you know, you have a gift. You have something that not a lot of people are able to do. And she said, you have to just do it. You have to find, you know, whatever you can to make this work for you. So that was my big first moment.
So she obviously was an inspiration in your life.
Huge inspiration, yeah. And I've gotten to meet her several times since then, you know, and I've gotten to go on her tour bus and meet her family, and she's just been a huge inspiration and impact on my life.
And isn't that nice? Because in this type of field, I know, it's tough.
Yeah,
you know?
it is tough.
But you do meet a lot of positive, wonderful people, and it seems like a lot of people want to help you.
Right, exactly. Especially in the country music industry. It's like everyone is there just to support you and to do whatever they can to help you. You know, so that's what I love about country music.
Now you talk about your grandmother. She obviously, is she one of your role models in your life?
Absolutely, yeah.
Want to talk a little bit about her?
Sure. I started learning how to sing when I was really little, like I said, and she had her and my grandfather lived up in Maine, on a lake up in Acton, Maine, and we would spend the summers with her. And we would always be outside singing and learning new songs, and you know, and I was always like really shy and really scared to sing in front of people. So she'd be like, you know, when her friends would come over, she'd be like, you know, get up on a chair and do a song, and it would freak me out so bad. But looking back, I'm like, that was a really helpful thing, you know. So,
and a great experience.
Absolutely.
And a wonderful memory.
Yeah. And actually, a segue into one of the charities that I do work for is like I've done a lot of stuff for the National Cancer Society and for the Angel Flight Foundation, which is for cancer patients too. My grandmother died of cancer when I was 8, and we kind of we took care of her one day a week. All my aunts and uncles rotated one day, and we would take care of her one day, and I would just sing to her because you know, she would say, "Can you sing to me? Can you sing to me?" And I would just hold her hand and sing to her. And when she finally passed away, I was always like, I'm going to do whatever I can to donate, you know, money to cancer research and stuff. So I've done the walk-a-thon for years.
I'm like in tears right now. This is like, oh, good for you. That is fabulous. Seriously, for a young girl at your age to do such a wonderful thing for your grandmom, she must have just loved that.
Yeah.
But to make a difference in someone's life is so important.
Yeah, I just wish she was around to see it, you know.
Good for you,
that
Jacy.
would be really great.
So you do the walk, the cancer walk. Good for you.
And I actually got to sing at it one year too. They had me. They had us like along the walk somewhere doing songs for the people who were walking, and I got to sing at the Angel Flight. They had a big like a benefit event at the Park Plaza Hotel in Boston. Wow. So I did some songs there with Angels Among Us, the group I used to sing with. So.